closed for that wonderful creation, Teacher Training Day, the whole of that Tuesday, 1st of May, spread out like a glorious gift. Until, that is, Jamie Gould's mother unexpectedly turned into a dragon and turned off her son's computer, on which he and his best friend in all the world, Tris Winters, were playing the latest shoot-'em-up game, and thrust aside the curtains determinedly. "It's a beautiful day out there. Just look at it," Marjorie Gould demanded, pointing dramatically at next door's gabled roof. "When I was your age and the weather was this good, I couldn't wait to get outside." Jamie, a small boy of 10, with a mop of brown hair and large orange freckles that were quickly becoming the bane of his life, stared out at the neat, new-built, detached house of Mr. Jardine gloomily. This didn't sound good. Not good at all. He caught his friend's puzzled look and shrugged his skinny shoulders in apology. "Why don't you play tennis or go to the park?" Marjorie demanded. "You spend too much time on that thing." She nodded at the now defunct computer with a grimace of contempt. "I want you to get some fresh air and exercise." This was even worse than he'd thought. "But Tris doesn't have a tennis racket," Jamie pointed out hopefully, still dreaming of reaching level 3, where, rumour had it, the creature from the Black Lagoon put in an appearance. "Then do something else," Marjorie Gould said in exasperation. In truth, she had a coffee morning looming and needed to get her coconut macaroons in the oven, a recipe straight from the Sunday supplements, and wasn't prepared to put up with her son's presence underfoot. "Why don't you take some jam jars and bread to the stream and see if you can catch some minnows?" she suggested, remembering vaguely doing something like that when she was their age. Tris Winters, a tall, tallow-haired lad with big brown eyes, blinked up at her from behind his heavy-framed glasses. "What's a minnow?" he asked, genuinely puzzled. Marjorie Gould stared at him helplessly. "If you don't know what a minnow is, then it's high time you learned, young man." "It's a fish," Jamie said miserably, having heard about this activity from one of his other friends at school. "You tie some string around the top of a jam jar, then put some bread inside, press it down really hard so it squashes into a corner and doesn't come out, then toss it in the river. When you see those little fish swim inside, you pull the jam jar out quick and put them into a bucket." Tris listened to this with his usual serious expression, then said simply, "Why?" To this, neither Jamie nor his mother had an adequate reply, but it didn't stop them being ushered out of the house that morning at 10 o'clock with 2 jam jars and a slice of Wonder Loaf. Hillary Greene knocked on the door of Detective Superintendent Philip Mello Mallow's office and went in before waiting for a reply. As he was one of her oldest friends, she rarely bothered to stand on ceremony, and as she closed the door behind her, she turned to find a very tall woman rising to her feet. "Mel," Hillary said, using the shortened version of the superintendent's nickname, by which he was widely known. Tall, impeccably dressed, smooth-voiced and urbane, it wasn't hard to see how he'd earned it, but it was largely a front, as many a villain had come to learn, just a little too late. "Hillary, come in. This is D.S. Fordham. We've been having a chat. Gemma, your new boss, D.I. Hillary Greene." So this is Hillary Greene, Gemma Fordham thought, a tight feeling suddenly constricting her chest. Funny how life had a way of playing games with you. She held out a hand, smiling blandly, her thoughts whirling. All those nights she had lain awake, wondering what this woman looked like, how she talked, how she dressed, what sort of power she must have been able to access at the drop of a hat. It made Gemma embarrassed, now, to think of herself as so young and so gormless, and so hideously jealous. Hillary walked quickly across the room to take the proffered hand. Gemma Fordham had to be 5'11" at least, but she was so lean that she looked even taller. She had short-cropped, spiky hair so blonde it looked almost white. Her angular face was pale, and her large grey eyes dominated it. Her grip was as firm as you'd expect of a brown belt in judo, and who knew what the hell else.